Leadership isn't a destination. It's a journey of constant growth. But let's face it, personal growth as a leader often feels overwhelming. And most of us are so busy leading that we forgot to invest in ourselves. So here's the deal. If you're feeling stuck, uninspired, or unsure how to grow while juggling your responsibilities, this video is your answer. By the end, you'll walk away with the tools to grow your leadership like never before. And take your team, organization, and even your personal life to the next level. Ready to transform? Let's dive in. Let's start with this. Great leaders are not defined by their position, title, or power. They're defined by their ability to grow. Here's the problem. Too many leaders think leadership is about maintaining the status quo. But leadership isn't about standing still. It's about evolving constantly. Think about this. When a leader stops growing, their vision stagnates. Their problem solving becomes reactive instead of proactive. And worst of all, their team stops growing too. A study from the Center for Creative Leadership revealed that only 10% of leaders actively prioritize personal growth. Why? Because they're caught up in the grind. But here's the catch. The most successful leaders carve out time for growth, even when it feels impossible. Let me give you an example. I once worked with a school principal who was phenomenal at solving short-term problems, but struggled to build a long-term vision. When I asked them why, they admitted they'd stopped focusing on personal development. They were so busy putting out fires that they never paused to reflect, learn, or grow. The result? Their leadership plateaued and their team started feeling disengaged. That's why personal growth matters, not just for you, but for the people who depend on you. Now that we've established why personal growth is essential, let's talk about how to do it. Growth doesn't happen by accident. It's intentional, and it's built on 3 pillars: self-awareness, continuous learning, and accountability. Be real. You can't improve what you don't understand. Self-awareness is the foundation of all growth. But here's the catch. Most people overestimate how self-aware they are. In fact, research from Dr. Tasha Urich shows that 95% of people believe they're self-aware. Only about 10 to 15% actually are. So how do you develop self-awareness? Well, step number 1, ask for feedback. Here's the golden rule. Don't just ask, how am I doing? Instead, ask questions like, what's one thing I do well that I should continue? What's one thing I could do better to support you? This specifically encourages honest feedback. Step number 2, reflect regularly. I'm talking about daily or weekly reflection. Ask yourself, what went well this week? Where did I fall short? What's one thing I'll do differently next time? And step number 3, uncover blind spots. Tools like the Johari window or 360-degree feedback assessments are invaluable here. They reveal the things you don't know about yourself, but others see clearly. Let me share a personal example. When I first started leading teams, I thought I was a fantastic communicator. Turns out, I often left out key details in my instructions, causing confusion and frustration. A team member finally gave me honest feedback, and that single moment of self-awareness completely changed how I communicate today. The thing, self-awareness alone isn't enough. What you do with that awareness is what truly defines great leaders. Let's talk about the next step. The best leaders are lifelong learners, but continuous learning doesn't mean you have to read 52 books a year or enroll in endless courses. The key is to learn strategically. Here's 3 ways to make learning part of your routine. Number 1, learn from failure. Every mistake is a lesson in disguise. After any failure, ask yourself, what went wrong? What can I control next time? What's the silver lining here? This shifts failure from something to fear to something to embrace. Point number 2, expand your network. Surround yourself with people who challenge your thinking. Whether it's mentors, mastermind groups, or conferences, the right network can expose you to fresh perspectives and ideas. And point number 3, microlearning. Dedicate just 15 minutes a day to learning. Podcasts, TED Talks, articles. Small daily investments lead to massive long-term growth. Last year, I started listening to leadership podcasts for 15 minutes every morning. One tip I picked up: how to delegate effectively. This transformed how I managed my time and team. The result? I became not just a better leader, but a more balanced one. Learning is powerful, but it's only meaningful if you take action and stay accountable. So let's explore how. Growth doesn't happen by thinking about it. It happens by taking action. But let's be honest, action without accountability often fizzles out. So let's get into another 3-step process to turn growth into a habit. Number 1, set clear, measurable goals. Instead of vague goals, like be a better leader, commit to something specific. For example, spend 15 minutes actively listening without interrupting in every meeting this week. Point number 2, find an accountability partner. This could be a mentor, coach, or even a colleague. Share your goals with them and ask them to check in on your progress. And point number 3, track your wins. Keep a journal of your leadership victories, big or small. Celebrating progress keeps you motivated. And here's a quick tip. What gets measured gets improved. If you're not tracking your growth, you're probably not growing as effectively as you could be. Personal growth isn't always easy. You'll face challenges like time constraints. And to overcome this, make sure you're blocking time on your calendar for reflection, learning, and action. Even 15 minutes a day adds up. Also, a fear of failure. Reframing failure as a stepping stone, not a setback. Remember that every great leader has failed and grown because of it. And imposter syndrome. If you feel like you're not good enough, know this. Imposter syndrome means you're pushing boundaries. Embrace it. It's part of growth. The truth. Leadership isn't about having all the answers. It's about having the courage to keep growing. Growth as a leader directly impacts everyone around you. But here's what you need to do today. Pick one of the 3 pillars I've talked about. Self-awareness, continuous learning, or accountability, and commit to it this week. Share your plan in the comments and I'll help you personally refine it. If this video was helpful or inspired you, make sure to share it with somebody, but also take time to explore another video on my channel. There's lots of great tips and tricks out there to help get you started as becoming a more powerful leader.